Vince Staples, a rapper that I think we both really like, really admire. I think we like the boundary pushing of his music. I think we
Mm.
like his overall celebrity and persona, and just I think a really likable guy in a lot of ways. But the last time we reviewed him with a self-titled album, we were a little. I don't know if disappointed is the right word, but it wasn't what we were hoping to get from Vince. Would you say that?
Yeah, I think the self-titled album, which came out less than a year ago, last summer, 2021, it was not a departure lyrically, subject matter wise, from Vince. That was all still there in a positive way. I think a song like Sundown Town comes to mind. But overall, the production was stripped back in a way that it didn't match Vince's choice to provide more understated flows and deliveries. Lyrics were still there, but just the whole overall package seemed a little definitely different from what we expected from Vince to this point, and in my opinion, not the most appealing sound from him.
Right.
But it was interesting to get a new record so soon, full length album, Ramona Park Broke My Heart, twice as long as the last two albums, of course, self titled and FM were 20-minute albums. Ramona Park Broke My Heart, album five from Vince Staples, very prolific. And this felt like a really awesome continuation of what he was clearly doing last year on the self-titled album, where he was trying to make a new change in terms of how he performed. But this time, he picked just way better beats, and overall, the songs are just a lot more fun. Even though there is some understated, more melodic Vince Staples, it's not all as super aggressive as you expect from some of his trademark songs. So I think that it was really cool to see these two things get married in a real positive way, because he definitely from last year we could tell he was leaning this way in terms of what he wanted to do. So this really pleased me, this album.
Yeah, and thinking about the direction he's been moving as an artist since Big Fish Theory, and really, I think from even before that, just to kind of as like an encapsulation of his career and how he's evolved, this really felt like a nice amalgamation of all of his different sides and all of his different interests as an artist. I think there's some really creative beats and some. I think just overall, like you said, it just sounds a lot better. He does lean more into like I think the toned down melodic Vince that you got on the self-titled album, but he just does it in a way that is just so much more interesting and intricate and layered, and just really found this to be a lot more interesting to listen to. And I thought it was really pleasurable from start to finish.
Mm.
I was kind of trying to look here and be like, where were the lulls in the album? I don't know if there ever really was a point where there was like a stretch of songs that I really didn't care for. It always kind of kept moving for me, which I think speaks to just how solid this is as an album. So tell me what the highlights were for you.
Well, I think right off the jump, once I heard the first single Magic with
Oh
DJ
yeah.
Mustard, once I heard that as the lead single, I was like, oh, now wait just a minute. Vince is gearing up for another one. Exciting. But also, you can tell when you listen to that track, it's like, oh, wait, no, no. We're going in a slightly different direction from a production standpoint here. You get two Mustard songs on Ramona Park Broke My Heart, Magic, as well as Bang That. But Magic, when you hear, which actually, by the way, it seems to be the title was changed on Spotify. It's now called Magic with
Magic with
Mustard, not
mustard. Yeah.
not just Magic. Magic, perfect match, honestly. Mustard and Vince.
Mm,
Obviously, Mustard made his bones, 8 years ago when he really exploded because he was a perfect match for YG in terms of bringing LA gangster rap of the 2010s to the forefront. That Mustard bounce, when you hear it.
yeah.
We still hear the Mustard bounce on these two songs, but Vince, he just rides these beats in such
Mm.
an awesome way. Even though it's not super aggressive. It is a more mellowed out flow from Vince, but it matches the Mustard beat so well. Both those songs are great. I really like the one of the lines from Magic. Love costs, but the game free. Feels like a perfect encapsulation of a lot like the Vince lyricism.
Yeah, no, Magic with Mustard, I think, is a clear standout and just an absolute banger of a song. I mean, it's definitely like we're I'm always thinking about this, and I usually bring it up to you when we talk about these sorts of things. But I'm always thinking about like top 10. It's definitely what my top 10 for this year so far. I don't know if it's
Mm,
going to be there at the end of the year, but it's a great song.
yeah, this album will be represented on the list in some fashion. I'm pretty confident in that. But then when you get single two, Rose Street, again, really awesome production, and this time a really catchy hook from Vince. I just had so much goodwill going into the album because I really liked both of those two lead singles.
Mhm.
And like you said, when you listen to the album and all these hopes are kind of confirmed in a positive way, when you hear everything Vince is doing on this, there isn't much of if any, lulls. And I thought that was really awesome. In particular, I think Slide, Paper Cuts, Lemonade, and Player Ways as a 4 song run towards the middle really stood out to me. But
Yeah.
overall, I liked a lot of these tracks.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that middle is really strong. I really like Lemonade a lot. It's that perfect like West Coast like
Mm,
R&B hip hop sound, and he just
right.
really, like you said, flows over it so well. He just sounds so like confident and assured on this, and just like he's definitely confident with the project, which that I think comes through. You know, I just wanted to go back real quick because right before Magic with Mustard is probably one of my other favorite tracks
Mm,
from the top of the album, which is DJ Quick.
yeah.
Oh man, I ran this back immediately after listening to it just because I really love like the hook on it, where he's
Yeah.
saying, if it don't make money, then it don't make sense. Just like,
Hmm.
oh damn, it's so simple, but like it's just like a
Right.
really like perfect line for him, and he delivers it so well. And just like again, another example of him just really gliding over these beats, and it's perfect.
Yeah. It's a more understated delivery, yet matched with a really up tempo track. So it's
Hmm.
really fun still. I totally agree. I said Bang That before, another Mustard song. I think that's a really catchy hook. Probably the most melodic Vince gets on this record.
Yeah.
Lemonade, probably my favorite, like, hashtag LA hip hop song because just the way Ty Dolla Sign just hops in on
Yeah.
the track, it's a quick drop in vocally, and it's a nice contrast of vocal stylings between Dalla and Vince. Love that one. And I mentioned Paper Cuts, DJ Dahi beat there. Yeah, overall, I think there's just a lot that like you really want to revisit on this. And like I said, the deliveries are definitely changed from the past few years, but you still have the Vince Rye sense of humor, the coldness that you expect from his lyricism. He's often very matter of fact about his storytelling, but he's still really telling you things about himself and his past and the darkness of the streets and things along those lines. So it feels very much like in concert with what Vince's the best Vince albums, the best things in Vince's discography have been, but he's still bringing something new because he took what he was clearly inspired about last year in terms of how he performs and brought that in to what he does best. So yeah, I was really really happy with this one.
Just real quick, where would this fall in your Vince discography? Top two, top three?
It's a great question. I'd have to say maybe three. It's tough. I need to revisit Summertime '06 just because that is bar for bar some of the best. Plus, that's a double album from Vince. But then, like, Big Fish Theory was such a step to the side with more electronic production, and FM was so succinct conceptually. And even go further back, I mean, I became a Vince fan before the albums. I love Hell Can Wait, the EP. He's got so many awesome moments that I think we will probably do a ranking
I was about to say.
episode of his in the future because there's definitely enough material to really get into at this point.
Yeah, so stay tuned for Vince. Well, again, we'll be dropping a track or two onto our Nostalgia Best of 2022 playlist.